Alright, here we go. Let's dive right into it. So, the very first thing that I want to start off saying in this video is that the human mind is a very dramatic place. It is a very overly dramatic place. It is a crazy space. And humans often take it way too seriously. There's that quote by Winston Churchill that says, history is one damn thing after another. I believe it was Winston Churchill. And then, I think it was in a talk that Eckhart Tolle was giving, and I heard him compare what he said to that quote, and what he said was, the mind is one damn thing after another. And I thought that was a very interesting kind of like perspective, because it's true. And the reason why it's so interesting is because even though the mind is one damn thing after another, just one damn thing after another, right? Look at how seriously we take every little thing that is of the mind, right? So we have this entity that is one damn thing after another. It's kind of like, you take, it would make sense to take things seriously because they stand out, right? But when you're experiencing a pattern that is consistent in presenting you with the same fucking thing over and over again, it's really not, it's nothing that stands out. It would make sense to like say for instance, you got this kind of movement going, like that, the movement stands out. That is worth looking at. But all of this surface matter that's just noise, humans just take this stuff so seriously. They just left and right, just all the time, just going crazy. Like, you don't need to go crazy over it. It's just noise. And it's just it's so interesting. I like, now to think about it, I want to have a talk with my sweetheart about this, because I think that there's some kind of like potential for expanded view and expanded perspective. But it's never really, life has tended to be never really what it seems, right? Like, you have this thought, right? And this thought just leads you into a spiral of anxiety and just like, I don't know, chaos of the mind for whatever reason. And how's it going? And so the way to approach that is, sorry about that, someone stopped real quick. The way to approach that is to just kind of like take a step back and like, realize that it's not as serious as your mind is making it out to be. If you don't give yourself the opportunity to take that, if you don't, that threw me off. That guy stopping and just like, it's just kind of strange. Anyway, if you don't take the opportunity to give yourself that, kind of like second perspective, you might end up diving into something that you don't need to. And this happens all the time, and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, it's like, it's kind of like that. And so, just kind of like giving yourself that space to look at things clearly and just be like, I don't know. And then also, like, considering that the mind is one damn thing after another, right? Like, you don't want to be asleep through the whole process, right? So what does that look like? Okay, let's catch on to a pattern. Um, let's look at the way that this potential pattern is working out. Okay, so is there a pattern here? Well, yeah, there is. Okay, well, what's the pattern? The pattern is there are these thoughts, and these thoughts produce this neurochemical reaction, right? And so with that, um, the thoughts producing this or that neurochemical reaction leads you to this, that, and the other, right? Now, what is the thought? Oh, the thought is, I don't know. I care about what these people think about me. All right, you know, full transparency, that really doesn't fucking matter. Foundationally, there's shit there that you have to look at and you need to take care of. But once you take care of that shit, that, you know, caring about what other people think about you goes away, right? Well, why do you care about what other people think about you? So that's the thing, right? So, like, you don't have to take every thought seriously, but when you do look at a thought, understand its origin, understand where it's coming from. If it's coming from a place of insecurity, okay, well, why are you insecure? Oh, you're insecure because, I don't know, you were abandoned when you were younger. Or why are you insecure? Oh, because you experienced humiliation right in front of your eyes, you know, because a bunch of people judged you or whatever. Going to the root. Okay, great. Once you get that stuff cleared out of the picture, you get to have a deeper look at everything else, right? Take that deeper look, and you go in deeper. And then you don't have to go that deep, though. That's the interesting thing. Once you clear out the, you know, the heavy blockages, the big shit, you know, you're gonna realize that your mind is just being dramatic, and it's just making a big deal out of things it really doesn't need to make a big deal out of, and then that's it. So when you can just like take the time to like, I don't know, like just like give yourself like a minute to reflect and be like, okay, is this really as big a deal as my mind is making it out to be? And then once you come to the conclusion, oh, well, no, it's not. Okay, well, then you proceed with your day, right? And you can't give the thought any more attention. There is a likely chance that, you know, the thought's going to try to take more of your attention, right? And, you know, approach it again. Okay, well, what is this? Oh, never mind. I'm just used to giving these unnecessarily dramatic thoughts my attention, right? And then you move on from there. If you don't want to have a clouded mind, if you don't want to have a mind that is just consistently trying to suffocate you, then you have, you know, it's going to be important to approach things from this standpoint, because you'll get sucked into everything, every little story. Oh, you know, I'm not good enough for this, that, and the other reason. Oh, this person said that to me. Oh, that person didn't wave to me. This thing just attacked me. No, I'm kidding. It did though. This thing just flew out of nowhere and just landed on me. It's a little breezy out here. But just like, you know, you get sucked into everything. But one of the biggest reasons why this happens to so many people is because they're just so used to giving their energy to everyone else. And the reason they're so used to giving their energy to everyone else is because they've learned to believe that there's something wrong with them. So therefore they need to invest their energy into other people. It's not true. It's not true. What other direction did I want to take this video in? I'm really happy with where I'm at in life right now. And I kind of wanted to address that because, well, here's the interesting thing actually. I used to be somebody who would like give into like every little thought, right? And just like, you know, just like oh, you know, like anxiety and everything. And there's something very interesting that happens when you put your head down and you fucking, you know, like, all right, focus, plan, and execute. I like those three words. There's something very interesting that happens when you focus, when you plan in accordance with that focus, and then you execute accordance in that plan. What happens is you eradicate the fucking anxiety and the worry from the picture, and you just fucking go, and you've got tunnel vision, and nothing, you're practically unstoppable. It's a really cool feeling. It's not about distracting yourself from the shit in your life. It's about looking at your wants and needs, figuring out what it is that you actually want, what it is you actually need, like, you know, like your creation, you know, your manifestations, all that stuff. Focusing on it, planning accordingly, and then executing accordingly, right? Like everything shifts. Your energy shifts, the way that you approach things shift. You take your time of day very seriously. You tend to do less, you know, wasting of time. I was trying to figure out the best way to say that. You tend to be more, managing with your time. You tend to be more managing with your energy. I actually find myself, and I'm happy that I'm here. I'm really happy that I'm here. And this actually goes back into the mind is one damn thing after another, right? So I'm really happy that I'm here, and where I am now is the way that I approach everything. Well, I can't say everything. This happens in regards to, like, if someone comes to me with something, right? I ask myself internally, how much of my energy do I want to invest in this, right? Because I have a finite amount of energy throughout the day, and if I invested in this, then this grows. If I invested in that, then that grows. If I don't invest it in this, and it's necessary to invest it in this, and that doesn't grow, and instead I invested in this, but it's not necessary to invest it in this, and this does grow, that just, it fucks me up. It's as simple as that. So I'm at a point now where, like, I'm actually, like, consciously, like, oh, how much of my energy do I want to invest in this? Oh, none. Okay, let's move on to the next thing that's actually important that I need to do, or that I want to do, that I both want and need to do, right? In terms of manifestation, in terms of creation, all that stuff. Let's move on to the next thing, right? When you consciously give your awareness, your your attention, and your energy to the things that you actually, consciously, intentionally choose to, everything changes. You're not just like someone comes to you like, oh, like, what do you think about this, that, and the other? Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I don't care, and then just moving on. Like, you don't, just because someone asks you something, just because someone asks you a question, doesn't mean that you need to give your energy entirely to it, and go on to having, I don't know, a 30-minute or hour-long conversation regarding it. What do you actually want? And that's what you need to start with.